Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mueve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
the Civic Special. So that begins every day from 3:30 to 5. And today with me, I'm having two guests with me. One, Zoria Swadik Pimer. The most exotic name I have to confess. The first time I met the name, I used to call it Paima, right? But I'm meant to believe that the name is saying out of love, right? Someone bound out of love, meaning letaro, letasi. Hey. Okay, and I'm meant to know this is our politician among us. Thank you very much for joining us. Then on my left is Juchile Godfrey. Juchile, you're most welcome.
Thank you, moderator.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then today we're going to discuss about nothing but the International Youth Day celebrations. And we're going to look at one, the plans and activities, and the day itself to us. Now, let me begin with our politician, Pimer.
All right, thank you so much. My name is called Pimer Zuria Swadik. I'm a youth leader and at the same time an aspirant for the position of Female Youth Councillor, Arua Central Division. I am so much grateful to be here.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Then let's come to Juchile Godfrey.
Thank you very much, moderator. My name is Godfrey Dichile. I'm the executive director of a youth-led organization called the SEFTRA West Nile. SEFTRA in full is the Community Empowerment for Transformation Action West Nile. Yes.
Now, our youngest, let's say CEO.
Yes, yes.
So CEO, tell me, what does the youth celebration look like?
Thank you very much. I think, let me just give a little background of what a Youth Day is. Of course, internationally, the International Youth Day is always celebrated 12th of August every year, and this has different themes. Each year, at UN level, at highest level, the themes are determined. Of course, the theme for this year is local youth actions for sustainable development goals and beyond. That is the theme for this year. And this is not only a celebration, this is a day that is to raise awareness about youth priorities, youth challenges that keep existing in our societies. It's also a platform for young people to showcase, to dialogue, to find ways on how they be able to push for issues that affect young people. So beyond celebration, it is more than celebration. So thank you.
To my politician, Pimer, you know, how is it like when it comes to youth involvement when the day happens?
As my colleague said earlier on, you know this Youth Day, it's commemorated annually every 12th of August. And as he said, it's to create awareness about the challenges or opportunities facing youths. And it also creates a platform it creates a platform to place the youth engagements and their activities. Yeah, it's a very big day. It will be celebrated. It's supposed to be tomorrow at Masindi. That is a brief about International Youth Day. And we always send participants. We send participants to represent Arua City as a whole, or Arua Central as a whole. About the theme, I'm not going to concentrate much about the theme as being a politician. You know, we youths, we need to indulge in this. It's where we raise our concerns, our problems, and how they can be addressed. They are youth leaders. We present our problems, and they give us the solutions to the problems. And we youths, we have lots of challenges. Let me tackle around, we don't want to engage ourselves into the government activities. Government has brought for us so many activities. We talk of the PDM, which is free of charge. And we are facing lots of challenges. We don't want to show it up.
Point of correction.
Sorry?
If I may inquire, is the PDM fully free?
A PDM, it's a free money. Like, the government gives it to us. By the way, more research needs to be done about that. You know, government gives us the money. But about the payment, paying it back, I myself, I need to do more research on it. But what to brief about what I know, it's a money that's given to us to improve on our livelihood. Like when you have a ready business, you can top it up on your business to improve on your livelihood. The documents needed are always be a registered nationality of your nationality you must be a Ugandan for you to get the PDM. And you need to follow the right criteria. We have our leaders elected at the field or under the ground. You need to approach those exact leaders and you need to be in a group so that you get the PDM. Me, I consider it a free money because it's the money given by the government to us as nationals. So I encourage us youths to participate actively in that.
It's fine. But not long ago, I remember there was a video circulating on TikTok pertaining the mayor, Mzaid.
Yes.
Talking of, PDM comes with sex and all those. What's your take on that?
Yes, it circulated. It circulated actually all over PDM for sex. It was actually in my ward, that is Kenya ward. That is what has been happening underground. But it was not unveiled. I blame us, when a leader approaches you that he or she is giving you this PDM, you need to give him or her sex in return. You as a lady, how do you feel about it? And you ruining your own dignity. So they were exposed out and the issue was sorted. The leaders were expelled. Let me say over their contracts were diminished and new leaders already in the system. And trust with me, nothing of that kind is going to happen again. It has been polished out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to Chile on my left, I want to also now pose this question to you. You from the civil society, I'm meant to understand. What are the things affecting the youth? What are the things you intend that should be addressed, as we're going to celebrate this day?
Thank you very much for that question. When you talk about the young people, these are people who have demands. These are people who need services. These are people who want to develop their full potential. So this comes with a lot of expectations, one from their side, so the young people, also two, the duty bearers. So one of the challenges the young people face is capacity. Of course, the capacity, the issue of the capacity, young people, there are moments where the capacity needs to be built. So when the issue of the capacity, and this capacity sometimes needs to be strengthened. Also beyond that, you see, even as the young people, where they're struggling, even just say the capacity to hold, maybe say, to engage in the entrepreneurial businesses, to hold ventures that can be able to generate income for them. Just example, if maybe a young person wants to maybe go to financial institutions to get financial assistance to start something, but the banks will say, you bring this collateral, bring that, do this and that, a lot of things, which the young person who may not have it. So I think that is one of the challenges that the young people face through. I think, but also many of the young people also have negative mindsets. That's because the mindset that they have, that mindset of dependence, that we want things to be done for us. There are only few active young people who are doing something, who are into roads, who are into agriculture, who are into production, who are into different fields, so that they're able to earn living. But you still find the majority of the young people on streets. What are they doing? Lamenting. The lamenting is, government has abandoned us, this is the issue, this is the that, we are guarding the roads. So the challenges are so enormous, there are so many. But for me, the question is, how can we turn the challenges into solutions? How can you find local sustainable solutions for these issues? That's why the theme of this year is saying local actions. When we talk about local actions, what is that a youth you are doing to promote the sustainable development goals? They're around 17. One, zero hunger. As a young person, what are you doing? What actions are you doing to localize? Because we're talking about localizing. As young people, we need to localize some of these SDGs down there. Localizing means that it calls for action. These actions are going to be, what can we do? If we're talking about hunger, if we want to end hunger in the communities as young people, that means we have to engage into production. We have to go into agriculture. We have to call commercial farming, commercial agriculture. Of course, agriculture being the backbone of this country, and where the majority of the people earn the livelihood for agriculture. But it's very unfortunate, the number of the young people who engage in the agriculture, who engage in some of those things, are very few. Because you've termed the agriculture to be a dirty job. They rather put on suits, they rather put on in the offices, they want to be called CEOs, they want to be this, but not knowing that somebody who invests in the farming, somebody who invests in agriculture, somebody is going to produce maybe 80 bags of onions, tomatoes, like now, just Arua here. We import a lot of onions from outside, tomatoes. Just imagine if the young people, somebody entered in farming, just get lost in this town for 1 full year in production, then they come back. Then the challenges we've been crying every day will be turned into positive thing. So that's what the team is saying, localizing the actions. You talk about issues to do with the decision-making processes. Are we there as young people? We're crying for platform. Are we participating in the decision-making processes? We are calling for the other thing they were electing. I saw them went to primaries. We saw young people who were coming up boldly to contest for some of these positions, and some of them won. In the mayoral race, you saw Arua City, a young man, a young Gen Z, a guy of 25 years, came up boldly, said he want to be there. Because we're tired of saying we are being marginalized. We're tired of saying we don't have things. We want to be there. So the decision-making processes, are we there? Are we involved? Now talk about the planning aspects, the youth budgets. Because we complain, if you look at the district budgets, if you look at the youth budgets, they're always very small. But the question is, are we there to, when these budgets are being made, are we there in our voices? Are we there to bring up issues that these are the issues? Because nobody's going to think for us. We're saying nothing for us without us. At times we're given a platform, just for example, to say, let's come for budget conferences. Budget conferences begin from the parties level, from the village. But how many of the young people attend these budget conferences? But this could be some of the discussions where we're able to address our issues, where we're able to put our priorities and tell the duty bearers, look, this is where our issues are. This is where we need increase. Talk about this youth livelihood fund. How many of the young people are getting these funds? How many of them, after getting these funds, are putting these funds usefully? The youths who got the youth livelihood funds, they've disappeared. You just see the signpost, but even when you go behind the signpost, the location, people are not there. So as the times, as the young people, we contribute some of these challenges we talk about. Thank you so much, Moderator.
Okay. So you talked of, that the youth not putting in the right way the money given unto them to empower them, right? Then someone once joked that, PDM means proper drinking money. So that's what you're driving at.
You see, at times, of course, there are government programs that are brought. The PDM we're talking about. If you look around, we have seen many young people who are misusing who have got the PDM, actually, if we have put the PDM into right use, would have been somewhere. A young person gets a PDM, he comes to get a smartphone. He wants a smartphone of 900,000. This smartphone needs data. This smartphone needs what? You're not about to get internet, to get a phone. But this man was not given you to buy a phone. But you can say, no, it's true. I'm doing a business here. I've got 1 million. I know the kind of business I do. My target customers are online. You can buy a smartphone of 300,000. That is going to equip you online, where you can be able to advertise your goods like that. But you find we're into drinking, we're into women, we're into this. So this is the misuse of government programs that are brought for us. That is also a challenge on our side. Because for me, I'm looking at from that perspective of a civil society. I'm not, because I know, being a young person, those are issues where young people get neglected. The issues where their voice is not considered. But also there's some issues where, as young people, we cause them ourselves. You understand? So as we are then addressing these issues, we need to have what we call the honest conversation. How far have we gone? Because a youth day celebration like this is a way to recollect ourselves. How far have we gone? How far have we gone? What have we not done? What needs to be done? So this is what we call a youth day celebration, where we sit down, we analyze our issues.
Pimeru is really booming
Yes,
out.
and Chile, to add more flesh onto what you've said about PDM, you know, it's actually due to lack of sensitization and lack of follow-ups. The people be giving out PDMs don't want to do follow-ups. You're giving 1 million clean money, and you don't want to know what this person is going to do with this money. I'll go and buy a mattress because I will not be followed up. Say that many people have misused this money. Others have bought mattresses, and others have, let me say, like organized, let me say, weddings, put them as pledges in their weddings. You see that people are misusing this money. It's lack of sensitization. If we could gather these youths and sensitize them, organize youth forums, and we talk about all these. See that. And the people responsible giving the PDMs, you need to do follow-ups. Follow this person. What has this person done? What kind of business has this person opened? And how much money is this person earning? So when you try to do follow-ups about this person will have that fear that this money will be paid back. What we have in our mind is this money is not going to be paid back. That's why some of us end up buying iPhones of 800,000, something that will not add value to your life. Thank you.
Okay. Now, I also want to pose a question to you as one of the young leaders within the city. You know, politics, I'm told, is a risk venture, and we're all aware. How has been your life in the political ocean like as a young one?
The fact is, since I showed up my interest, it's so hectic. You know, it's yet my first time in politics. I've never experienced it. It's so hectic. You get lots of, let me say, people generate lots of propagandas about you every time. It's all about your patience, and it also exposes you on how you will handle people. You know, someone will even tell you what, let me say, like what your great-great-grandfathers did some years back will be brought. And sometimes I may not even know the grandfathers. They would have died some years back. So it's really very hectic, but at least I'm catching up. I'm now trying to understand people, and it has exposed me on how to handle the community.
Okay, thank you very much for telling that.
Welcome.
Then the question also goes back to you. If you are asked to organize these youth celebrations, how will you organize it? One, as a youth leader, then maybe I should confess the next chancellor from your ward to the city. How will you organize it?
All right. Concerning the organization, you know, I would not do it alone. You know that we have the council. We sit at least in a meeting with them, and we see on what to do or what we shall come up with to make the day at least colorful, and we make a theme. We discuss lots of issues like the challenges that youth face. We keep the floor open for them. You know, statistically, 78% of the population in Uganda are youths, and 64% of these youths are unemployed. We would bring such a theme to bring in the attention of these youths closer. We talk about prioritizing these youths. Basically on the youth side because I've contested in the youth politics. We prioritize these youths. We like, me as a politician, I don't have that money that I would promise all of them that I'm going to give them jobs. What I will only do is I will liaise with the people in the departments such that we lob funds in order to prioritize these youths. This would be the theme that we will bring in the Youth Day to attract the attention of these youths. And when you talk about the education, majority of the youths in our community are illiterate. We would sensitize these youths and talk to them about the advantages of literacy and disadvantages of illiteracy. And I can't really, as a politician, I cannot promise them that I'm going to give them school fees. I'm going to pay the school fees of all the illiterates or the kids who are not at school. Instead, we sensitize them, and at the same time, we tell them their bursaries that the council produces. When you're performing well, you'll be on bursary. And it will depend on your performance. When you don't perform well, we drop you and we pick another one because you're not serious. Those are the things that we would bring in order to push their attentions closer.
Now also sticking back to you, you know, there is something you really talked of that, you know, Most youths locally are not involved in many things of the government. Is that true or it is a fallacy?
It's not a fallacy, it's really true. You know, I had a discussion with one of the youths and asked the youth, why is he not involved in the youth PDM? What he told me was, for them youths, they want, let me say, like chap things. You apply today and tomorrow you get the money. He's not interested. He had applied this January, but up to now, he has not gotten the money. So he has actually lost interest in the PDM thing. I tried interviewing him. I told him, are you in a group? That yes. Is your group registered? He said yes. Then I asked myself, what could be the problem? I tried doing follow-ups. I actually came to know that, the PDM money, the PDM, giving out the PDM is going to stop actually. The release of the money is going to stop. So on the research that I did, when you're 7 in a group, few people are selected. The few people selected get money, and you will also wait for the next shift. That is what I explained to him. So it's actual impatience. We youths, we are impatient. Once we apply for certain things, we need the money straight away. Not knowing that government itself has lots of things to do. He cannot only give attention to one thing, but gives attention to diverse things, like so many things. So it's all about impatience leading us to all those. Indeed, we are not engaged in government activities. Government brought for us a mioga. Government brought for us livelihood. But I've never even seen like people engaging in all those. So it's actually my responsibility if I go to the council. I need to sensitize these youth and make them aware about all the livelihood and the mioga things going on. We rise up and we start engaging in them. We need to show government that we are not criminals. We are actually very active once we elect active leaders. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a while that I've not asked you a question. Chile, you realize that one thing affecting the youth in West Nile is crime. Now, since that the youth is going to virtually from tomorrow, don't postpone, what's your take on the issue of crime in the city and West Nile at large?
Thank you very much, moderator. The issue of crime, the issue of violence in the cities that have been propagated or that are most done by the young people is true. Because you see, if you look around, if you move around, today maybe you see that maybe some youth maybe have been arrested, maybe of robbery, maybe they have killed somebody. We have different third groups that have been formed. These are youths who are frustrated. These are youths who feel they are isolated. These are youths who feel the government is not supporting them. So what do, they end up joining some of these wrong groups. They end up recruiting themselves in those different groups which they have given themselves names, where they're able to terrorize or to do a lot of criminalities. There are also people who I know who also influence, who also use the resources available at their disposal. They know youths are desperate, youths need money, youths need, as my sister did say, they need quick money. So they convert some of these youths into criminality. They recruit some of these youths into criminality by giving them some small monies to go and destabilize either their agents or their friends or the people who are doing their business. So because it's something that I say is real and something that we need to work upon. And why is bringing all this? Because when a young person does not want to make meaningful use of himself, does not want to keep himself meaningfully engaged in productive activities, this is where you end up into different third groups, different criminal groups, and you end up beginning to violence. But of course, as a young leader, as a stakeholder in the city, of course, a day like this, it's a day to say need to tell the young people that violence is not good. Violence cannot solve any issue. Criminality is very bad. Getting dirty money is not good. Can we work together? Can you go down? Can you work? Can you look for what to do by your own? Because nobody is going to promote, even no government is going to promote violence. No, or criminal. We have seen many young people who have been gunned down, who have, because after chasing them, we've seen some of them are gunned down, some of them in prisons, some of them have lost even their lives because of issues to do with criminality. So a day like this, as a youth day like this, is a day to come and say, to sensitize other youths, is to use the platform like this, through the radio, through the host TVs giving us. I know there are many young people online who are watching us. As a day like this, it's the time to tell them that violence is very bad. Violence has no society, has no place in our society. Criminality is something wrong. You are very energetic, you have the platforms, make use of the energy you have so that you're able to be productive. So in short, we're saying we as the youth leaders, we as the youth models, we are saying no to criminality, no to violence in the city.
Now, the young ones, I think, hey, you want to say something?
Yeah, to add more
Okay.
on what my brother said about high crime rate. You know, I would say it's due to poor parenting. We parents, we don't want to take good care of our kids. Parents may tell you that I can't handle this kid. This kid has gone beyond. The demo pobo my thought. How can your own kid? You see that? I urge all parents outside there, you know, in this city where we are, majority of the kids already drop out, but we parents, we don't want to follow up. Your kid does not come home up to 10 p.m. and you don't follow up where this kid stays up to this time. You don't know where your kid have lunch, breakfast, but you don't want to mind. This kid is not working. Where is he or she finding money?
And even sometimes this kid is using an iPhone.
An iPhone, you wonder. You see this? It's due to poor parenting. We parents outside there, I know most of us are watching us. We need to follow your kid up. You can't tell me that, Mom, vama upon the matter. This is someone that you gave birth to. Say that. And it's always us, the fathers, yeah. You fathers, you don't want to give time for your kids. You know, sometimes these kids undermine we mothers. Eh?
Sometimes also you women are controversial.
Seriously?
A parent, a father wants to dispute the child.
But it's true, that's very true. I've also seen there are some, you see as a father, at home,
Yes.
there's sometimes you want to put the family right, you want to put, but at times you see, but there's some mothers, you tend to be protective. So in that verge of being overprotective of the child, then you spoil the child. The child does something wrong, want to correct, you don't love me, you have totality to the children. So I think the use of the parent, as I said, is something that is both parents need to look into, because that is the bed,
That is the root cause of high
the
crime
backbone
rates.
of the children. And that's, if we mess there, that's where we're going to have a lot of issues. That we are going to have issues that in the future we may fail to handle them.
You know me, I've come from one of the most hectic areas, that is Kirab. And it's mostly known as like the most dangerous area where people have, I don't know whether it's perception, but sometimes it's true, where idle youths gather, thieves gather, where like when you hear someone is killed, it's always that side. And it's due to the poor parenting thing. You see that? Parents outside there need to take this into consideration. And another one is influence. You know, Drichile, he's smoking. I'm always with Drichile. What he does attracts me. Slowly, since he's my best friend, I push myself closer to him and I start smoking. And this is something that, you know, that damages your mind. Like when you talk of Bangi, you know how it reacts. So slowly, I start undermining my parents. You know, Drichile gives me most of the time. I start disrespecting my parents. I become so arrogant. You see that? So the use of high crime rate is really very high. I call upon the government to, at least these youth should be skilled. Now it's the responsibility of we youth councillors who are going at the council. What can we do to these youths? Since I'm from that area, what can I really do to these youths? Like some week back, I organized like a training. It was funded by me and organized by me. I'm an aspirant here. It was organized by me to skill youths You know, it was all about baking, and I knew if I skilled Richile will go ahead skilling 5. I targeted at least 6 people per ward. It was bakery, making biscuits, event cakes, and it was so massive. Knowing that it's going to improve on their livelihood. So this is what we are looking on to, reducing the level of high crime rates. When these youths are skilled and they're doing their handworks, they cannot mind about entering hands in people's properties. Yeah, thank you.
Now, normally the young ones justify their doings by unemployment. There was one song by, I think, one of them says, Amanda, I say stress. Do you think that's the cause?
What could be the stress? You're not married? Yes? You're not married? You don't buy food at home? What could be the stress? It's actually lack of attention from parents. Once you pay attention to these kids, meet their needs. You see that? I don't rate it to be stress. First of all, you first clarify for me that, is it the stress is it the stress from the married people or it's from the youth?
That's how to justify it.
I don't rate it to be true because you're not married, you're not paying school fees, you don't have kids to take care of. Where would the stress come from, seriously? It's just...
I think that's just to come in what is said, from the slogan you have said. Yeah, you see, I hear those slogans that we smoke because of stress. First of all, smoking, opium is illegal. And when these are kind of stereotypes, these are kind of mentalities we want to change. Because when a young person hears, maybe in my village, down there in Wafa or down there in Agurua, hears this kind of words that I'm smoking because of stress, then the young person will be, actually this is impacts on the person negatively, because that's something that I think even those musicians, those people who are artists who are trying to give this kind of message, because you see at the end of the day, the message you pass must be able to impact someone's life, because that is something you can't justify. Yet you're smoking, because first of all, what do you get in smoking? There's nothing you get from that apart from getting mental disorder, running mad, a lot of things. So that is something I believe toward the positive mindset change, we need to change. These are things that we need to encourage, because it's something that's not right. And many young people now hear this and begin imitating, because people like imitating. Now, this now, that means each time a young person gets stressed, he's going to take into opium, he's going to do bad things, or into alcoholism, because he wants to remove stress. Let me tell you, young people, in this world, there's nothing free. You have to sweat. There are times you have to roll up your socks, go and hustle for day to end. So if you want a free world where there's no stress, there's no what, unless maybe you are dead. So how do you manage stress? It's something that we need to discuss with young people. How do young people manage stress? Stress will always be there. We're living in times where cost of living is very high. We're living in times where resources are meager. This comes with a lot of stress. Even the money is there are no jobs. Many young people are unemployed. You want to live, you want to get something, it's not there. So stress is going to come everywhere. The question is, how do we handle stress? Young people handle stress. How do you manage the resources you have? How do you use the platforms you have so that you're able to transform? You should tell us now, you talked about the issue of the peer pressure. If the teller is, for example, if the teller is drunkard, if he's doing this, then they meet the friends I'm going to do it. So this counts for what can we do? How can you see a day like this? Of course, we will come to the activities, but a day like this, because we're trying to move away from traditional way of celebration, maybe where we just come to OPM ground, we come and we give speeches, to make empty promises, we disappear. No. Actually, this year, we're taking a very different dimension, where the kind of activities we're doing, we're going to what we call, I'll dive into activities as we came there. We're going to what we call in-house activities, workshop. Actually, already we're working on that. Aru and Miterego. We want to bring young youth leaders together, discuss this theme. We want to come up with a position paper that this is our priorities, this is our challenges. This position paper should be tabled to Office of the Speaker, the Speaker, so that the Council will be able to discuss. As the Council goes to sit in, discuss, as young people, we come up in health, in agriculture. In this year, maybe this is where our money needs to be increased. They were talking about youth skilling. Now the current issue is there. The government has put, the president has put the skilling center in Zombo. But how many young people can they be completely the other side? You can imagine the whole West Nile hub is done in Zombo. As the young leaders, we should be advocating, can the government put more skill centers? Arua City is very big. Can we have another skill center in Arua City so that the youths can be able to come? Can we have another skill center in the Jumani? So these are conversations that I'd say like this. We come up with the propositions, we table to this council, we table to the government. This is what we call meaningful youth engagement in decision making. A day like this is to see where are we doing well, we promote, where are we lagging. This can be done when we sit down with our leaders, when we sit down, we come up with the evidence-based. At times, young people, we come, we talk about statistics. We need to, as young people, we need to interest ourselves into statistics. When we're approaching these leaders, when we're talking to them, we need to give evidence that if we're talking about that we're lacking this. If you say we're talking about, if you say 5,000 youths are unemployed in West Nile, we must be able to prove to them that this is the evidence. So these are things as young people we need to do, and so that we'll be able to catch up and improve our life. Yes.
You know, earlier someone said that stress is only for the married. Are you married?
I'm not yet married.
So you have no stress?
I have stresses.
Okay. Anyway, it takes me to the question that poses, okay, that Uganda has good policies, but the problem is implementations, right? So my question poses to you. You're going to be our policy maker, and of course also policy implementer at the end of the day as a youth leader. How do you intend to change that mentality of, we have the policies but we don't implement?
Let me start with a proposal. Like my brother, the children is already at the council. My proposal would be like, if there would be enough funds, this youth day should be organized differently. Like Central Division has its own youth day celebration such that these challenges are raised at the desk of the Central Division and the solutions are implemented. When these youth day are organized as a whole, these challenges are placed at the desk and the solutions are ironed as a whole. You see that? It could be better, like Central Division is handled differently and the district is handled differently. As actually I'm going to the council, that is one of the things that we shall put much emphasis on. When we talk about unemployment, we shall only see around the Central Division as being a council at the Central Division. Which wards are we targeting? Which areas are we targeting where youths are very idle? Such that we prioritize these youths. You see that? We sensitize these youths and school dropouts, where the rates very high. You identify such and you polish out. We sensitize these youths. We offer bursaries to them. That would be my only proposal. I think by that we would at least handle some of these challenges that we youths are facing if these youth days were supposed to be organized differently.
Okay, it's a good one. Then there's the issue of also, you talked of school dropout. Yeah. There's the issue of, our young ones, doing things that early. Teenage pregnancies, right? And teenage pregnancy and teenage marriages. It's, I think, a thing affecting us so much in West Nile.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to pose, as a female leader, youth leader, how do you intend to address that issue?
Of teenage pregnancy, as I said earlier on, poor parenting. Me, I know just, we are brought up by our parents. So it's how you brought up, we parents, when we ladies are in our adolescence, we need to guide the females. We need to guide these girls very well. You're going to enter into a puberty where you're going to experience certain body changes in your body, and this is how you should conduct yourself. We mothers, we need to put much emphasis on that. And when this kid is going this way, you need to at least keep guiding this kid, and don't be overprotective to this girl. We ladies, when we are overprotected, there is that alarming sense in our minds. My parent is overprotecting me. I think I need to take this direction. So this call upon our parents outside there. We need to guide these girls very well. We need to educate them on the biological changes in our body. You're going to see your menses. These are the things that you do. When you're in your period, you need to do this. And these girls need to be sent to school. We ladies, we need to be educated. You know, when you're at school, there's a way you keep yourself very busy. Like me, if I was not at school, I would be married by this time. But it's actually school keeping me busy. I don't want to concentrate. I don't want to put my mind anywhere. I'm just concentrating on my studies. I know what will yield in future. So we need to educate these girls. Do you see that girl? She's a nurse. If you study very well, you're going to become like her. You see that? We parents, we need to keep guiding these girls. By that, I think the rate of teenage pregnancy will greatly reduce if we bring up if these girls are brought up very well, if we are taken to school, and if we are guided very well. I think that would at least reduce. Then, as being a youth leader, what can we do to these teenage mothers? You know, it mostly happens in the urban areas. When you try to tour around the urban areas, you see a 15-year-old girl who's already married, and this is someone who is supposed to be at school. And this is someone who is supposed to be at school. So the only thing we do to these girls is we gather these girls and we sensitize them. We make sure that we skill these girls to at least know some handwork in order to improve on their lives. Like some of these mothers are miserable. You know, a teenage mother getting married to a teenage father, their issues are always complicated.
So they are children parents.
They are children parents, in fact. They don't know how to make decisions. You know how childish mothers and fathers behave. This girl even doesn't know how to take care of the baby. See that? So these are actual responsibility. And me as being a health worker, by the way, I didn't tell you, as being a health worker, these are actually one of the things that we shall be handling. These teenage mothers needs to be schooled and need to be guided well.
Okay. Now, Ruchile, I have a question for you. That I know the boy child has been left out for long. We have been doing youth, but are the boys okay?
Yeah, I think the conversation around the boy child has now has heated a debate, and it's something that has caught attention of the whole world, because at first we thought the issue was when you say we, I'm putting myself in the voice of the development partners, because longer time there's been much emphasis put on the girl child, which also good, because for long so that gender has also not been really also has also gone through a lot of normal challenges. So in response to that, we had where a lot of resources have been put on the girl child to see that we bridge the gender equality, to see that we see also the women are given space, the equal opportunity like the boy child have. But also along the line, I think, I don't know whether it could be oversight or what, or of ambition or what, the more attention was given to the girl child, then the boy child also was neglected. Then we are now, even the feminists, the women, the leaders, even the partners themselves, they have also realized we're not moving. The issues we're fighting, we thought maybe we'll do empowerment, and the same issues that keep evolving around. They used to do the GBV. When we thought maybe when we empower the girl child, there'll be no GBV. But we're realizing even the empowered girl child is facing difficulties to live with the boy child. Not because the boy child cannot live with the girl child, but because the boy child lacks empowerment. The boy child lacks understanding of how to handle this empowered lady. A lady will bring constructive ideas in the house. A lady will bring ideas that are so scientific, that are informed, but the boy child who was neglected will now see as a threat. What does this bring in? We have issues we find empowered, the girls being raped by the boys who are neglected. We have the robbers, the boys who felt, if they are neglected by the society, so that means they're useless. So the only thing you can do is, let's give back to the community, let's give back negatively to society. What are they giving? They're giving it issues to robbery. They're giving stealing. They are raping. They're abusing. They have lost hope. So the boy child has lost hope. The boy child has been neglected for long. So I think people are going back to drawing board. How can we bring the boy child on board? I think this is now is international call, it is a regional call, it's a national call that every program we do, there's need to bring out the boy child on board. Because if we don't do that, we have lost the point and we're going to lose more. So that is the point, I think, but the boy child is neglected. There are different partners who are trying to do activities, even include the government, that how can we be able to bring boy child. One is there are programs where engage them. When the activities to do, if they are scholarships, give them, bring them of them. If they are these programs of the women, empowerment, bring them, also let them understand what is happening. Because when they're empowered, then they also, the people are training what you call the youth male champions. Youth male champions also help. They're helping in terms of also being a champion, telling that Ekumbe is true when we're doing some of these things because of ignorance. We thought maybe we're competing with women. No, Kumbe, it is not. So the ignorance, lack of empowerment has been one of the major causes that boy child was held back. I think I'm happy that people are still going back to drawing board, but that has not still been done elaborately, because even the percentage of the boy child that has been brought on board is still not all that. But that doesn't mean that we are saying the girls have achieved it. No, even the girls we're not there yet. We're not there yet because with the empowerment. But the question is, what we're saying is, can we do this hand in hand? Can we bring the boy child together with the girl child? Because if we're also going back to the boy child, and also we say now we also need the girl child, still the same issues are going to be revolving around. So I think that is to answer that question you have said.
Yeah, to add on what Duchila has said, the male gender has really been undermined. That is serious. The male gender has really been undermined. We women are taken as priority. So I can't really say that the cause of teenage pregnancy is more on the female side, but it's also on the male side. We parents, let's not undermine these male genders. We educate them about the biological changes. We educate them. There are certain things that are going to happen in your body, and this is how you should protect yourself. You say no to this, say no to that. So these male genders need to be included in the agenda. The initiatives initiatives that are brought for the women, males need to be included. I've seen most of them, females are always taken higher, but it's my sincere appeal that the male gender should be included in all these. Thank you.
Now, there is people talked of workshops, people talked of having independent celebrations within the districts, the cities, and others. Now, I'm posing a question to either of you. Apart from those workshops and others, what activities do people feel should be part of this day in commemoration to the Youth Days?
When this Youth Day organized, we on the health department, we organize like HIV tests. On the health department, we organize HIV tests. We put some health workers around there. They do blood testing and other activities like mothers come. We have family planning services. We liaise with one of the health centers. They come on board. We've organized family planning services and HIV tests. That is actually one of the basic activities that normally used to happen at the Youth Day. We consider health as a priority. That is actually one of the activities. Ruchile, you can also put us.
Thank you very much. Of course, I know that we have been in these different committees. Normally, what happens is there are pre-activities. There are activities that are post. There are activities that are during and after. Normally, what we do is we have youth parliaments that take place where youth parliaments, I think, where young people bring some topics where young people discuss some of these issues and they come up with a position paper. This position paper is tabled to the council for discussion. We normally also have what we call the community dialogues. These community dialogues, they are conducted around the parts of the district or the city. These dialogues mainly look at issues to do with the drug abuse, to do with the teenage pregnancy, to do with the information on sexual reproductive health. So these are the activities. We also conduct the games. young people also like football. We normally there are these games where they don't play netball, they don't play football. So these games aim also, not all the games, it's also aim to raise the awareness about the day and also to see how to sensitize more young people. So apart from also, then also what times we do cleaning. We cleaning the city. Because this is also part of also young people coming to clean the cities. This is also to say keep the city clean. Issue to do with waste management, because young people, they should do the management waste is affecting to climate change. Also, plant trees, because the young people, when it comes to issues to do with the climate crisis, climate justice, young people are hit most. Young people, they are also vulnerable. So the things we're talking about, the teenage pregnancy, are the causes, are the actual effects of the climate change that has been there. Because when the climate change is harder, these are the effects. People begin surviving anyhow. So those are the things. Then also part of the thing, normally we do school outreaches to schools where we plant trees, we sensitize the young ones about their issues. And then normally all this is crowned with the celebration, where things almost we have been using the OPM grounds, where we gather there and to say ideas, to give community speeches, play music interludes, where also the leaders also come to speak to us. And then also the leaders also, the youth also make statements on these days. Of course, there are those also online Twitter spaces. Like also there are those across the country, across the region, there are the different Twitter spaces. People discuss about the topic. There are those also hear this activity, as this activity is already in the media with support from Host TV. We already here also reaching out to many young people online who are watching us about. They are also raising awareness about the Youth Day and the team, and also the importance of the youth issues. So it's a very big platform. So that's online. And then I think, as an emphasis to the young people, that one thing I need to say, given the platform, is let the young people take advantage of the platforms that have been there, because this is the only way we're all going to rise above we're going to break the odds. One of the biggest platforms that still, wherever I tell young people, is the media. You see how media, the other time, how the youth have made you to use media. Media is where you're going to be able to showcase what you have. This is where you're going to raise your voices. So you're going to say, you're going to be issues. If there's issue to do with corruption, we're going to be on media. We're tagging the leaders. If it's a bad road, if it is youth priority not being addressed, if it's corruption issues, this is where we're going to be able to say, come out. So there's also leverage on AI. We have we have ChatGPT, we have AI. How can we be able to leverage the different media existences? We have the Twitter, we have the LinkedIn, we have the radios, we have the mighty, the Host TV, the leading television in the region that is giving voices to young people. We're not even paying for this. This is the management. Actually, I want to thank the management of Host TV for supporting the region, but I'm providing the youth voices. I've seen many young people come here. They have reached all over the world through the Host TV. This is a very big opportunity that you're giving to young people. And the young people, the brain behind the Host TV is young people. You look at our camera people, the moderators, the CEOs, these young people, innovation. So this is something also, can young people emulate this? Can other young people in my village in Agorua, in those in Mariokolo, those in Yumbe, those in Kulukulinga, can you leverage on media? We have smartphones, but beyond hi, how are you? Can we be innovative? There are those young people who are in businesses. There's those young people who have the products. Sell the products online, make money. You can be actual now. You can be home. You're making money. Put products on your line, on your status. People ask them and buy them. But most of these I buy my things online. I promote young people. I've bought laptop, I've bought blenders, I've bought phones online. I just say, young person puts there. I say, how much is this? Order for me this. I pay. And he gets commission. You understand? So this is the world where we need to work smart. We have been working harder, we need to work smart. Yes.
So thank you very much. We're going to go for a break, and after the break we shall have the final conclusions from my guests. So for now, let's take the break and come back right after the break. Thank you.
ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are right after the break. And, since that we're going to conclude up with the show, I want to pose to my politician first the issue of corruption affecting the youth activities. Then two, she will now give us the plans and our manifestos, being an aspirant for the youth leadership. Pimer, you're most welcome.
Right. Thank you so much. Concerning the corruption, corruption is actually one of our biggest challenges affecting us as youths. It's our biggest challenge. This is something that has really failed to be harmonized. The government itself has even failed to harmonize corruption. The big MPs, the councillors have actually failed to manage corruption. But the best way to handle corruption is just all about you being transparent, your transparency. Like you're working for the community, you're not working for yourself. When there are certain things, you need to make them transparent. Like we youths, we have our activities and we have the monies that have been funded or that have been given for the activities. So when you're doing them, you need to be transparent and call the responsible people and tell them this has been released, we are going to work upon in this way. That is how SMART is supposed to be done. We are actually called corrupt at the council because we are being greedy, or we are like, we only want things for ourselves. We are not working for the community. We are working for our personal interest. That is one of the biggest things killing us. So I call upon all of us, or the leaders, or the councillors, or others who are coming up like me to the political life. We need to be transparent. We're working for the community. We're not working for our own interest. We're working to at least improve on the livelihood of the whole community. I'm emphasizing more on transparency. I think that would be the best way to harmonize corruption according to my own knowledge. Otherwise, it's the most hectic thing to be handled. And, concerning the plans that I have for the youths, as I said earlier on, statistically, majority of the population in Uganda are youths, about 78%. And in this 78%, we have 64% of these youths are unemployed. It's actually from this statistical point of view that I developed the interest to spearhead leadership in the Central Division. When you try to talk about unemployment, it's one of the world's biggest challenges as far as governance is concerned. We youths, we have indulged ourselves into dubious acts. We have indulged ourselves into burglary, theft cases. We are too much into those things. How can all this be harmonized? The best way to do is we prioritize these youths. We indulge the responsible people, and they channel us funds such that we sensitize these youths, as evidenced, as I said earlier on. You can lobbying activities and so that these youths are sensitized. There are pad makings, there are organizations that can support you. As you being at the council, you have connections, you're already a big person, you are very free to approach any office of any organization. You have an upper hand. Statistical also, the rate of dropouts, let me say like concerning education, the rate of dropout is really very high. At least 4 in 10 gents drop out of school before attaining their UCA, before sitting for their senior force. And then we ladies, 6 in 10 of us drop out of school before attaining our PLOE. You see that difference? So it's also out of this statistical point of view that I developed the interest. It's actually out of that pain. You see your fellows are all illiterate, they're not going to school. So as you being educated, as you being a leader, you don't really feel that pain. What can you do about it? Can't you lob for these people funds? You can't tell me that you're going to pay the school fees of all these kids. That's really a big lie. What can you do? You engage the people in the education department. You talk to them. This kid is very bright. This kid needs to be taken to school. What can be done? Their bursaries, fight hard that these orphans who are very bright, take them to the council. These people should be given bursaries. See that? That is how best we could at least, that is how I've planned myself to actually handle the community where majority of the youths are illiterate. We organize youth forums. We sensitize these youths. We educate them on the importance of literacy. If you're educated, I'll even tell others, be like me. I should be one of your role models. I've studied, yes, but at least I've gained something. Study hard. Education is not a barrier. Study hard. We have bursaries. You sensitize them about this. You talk to them about the importance of literacy and the disadvantages of illiteracy. And we youths, we don't want to, as we said earlier on, we don't want to engage in government activities. We have government and other people have a false perception about us that we are all criminals. Say that, and we want to prove government that is a very lie. We are actual good people. It's your perception about us. It's their perception about the youth that youths are very bad people. We youths, we are very good people. You see that? If we are really offered like the government activities, if the government activities are brought to us, we can engage ourselves into them, and it shall really improve on our livelihood. So it also calls upon us leaders, when these activities are brought, let's make these youths aware about them. Some of the youths down there don't know what livelihood is. I didn't even know till I came into the youth politics. See that? These youths don't know what livelihood is, what a Emyuga is. What steps can you follow to at least gain that livelihood or Emyuga thing? You see that? That is actually one of my things that I need to put like under my manifesto that I need to do for the youths. And when you see our relationship with the youth council and the youths, the relationship is very poor. The youth councillors don't access the youths. You discuss you have your discussions at the council. You talk there. Youths are thieves. Youths are this, but you don't reach out to youths. How can we youths down there know that you have discussed about us, that you're going to look for us this? How shall you know that we have challenges, we are facing all these? You councillors, you need to go, you need to reach out to the youths outside there, sit with them, liaise with them. What are the challenges you're facing here? Some of them would have been taking marungi, chewing marungi because of idleness or what. You need to talk to them and bring them at the council, bring their information at the council, and you also take them reports. Otherwise, thanks so much. I thank the management of Host TV for hosting me. At least majority of the people are watching outside there, and they have learned a lot. I would be grateful if I would be hosted like this again to at least motivate the youths. Thank you so much.
I pray you'll be hosted again after your successful elections.
All right. Thank you. That would be my plan.
Okay. Then, Tutuchile, what are the plans that you'll propose or intend to have for the young ones within the city and West Nile, and later help me conclude?
Thank you very much. I think we've been working with young people, and we still work with them. There are areas that we intend to do, because in this time we talked about the issue of the capacity build of the youth leaders, because we realize the youth leaders need capacity building in terms to advocate, to lobby, and to get resources from duty bearers. So that kind of continuous capacity building will do. And as you said, we also have the inbuilt workshop. That's where the young people are going to come together to review some of these government programs. We talk about the Youth Livelihood Fund, talk about the PDM, so to see how far are they benefiting, what are the challenges. So some of these reviews will be able to come up with a position paper that can also be tabled to the speaker, so that the council can be able to discuss. We are going to still, because we realize young people also lack their issue to do with the decision making. There's really many, especially the female youth. The many female youth don't want to take position in the elected positions. There are very few who are so bold, and they call it the outcry that we want to see more young female leaders also taking up these elective positions. We saw some of them challenging some of the men and won, but just we need more at the grassroots level so that they're able to come like that. The issue to do with climate change is still real. We are going to engage young people to plant trees, because plant trees and also manage our waste, because waste management is something so critical, and we need young people also to join some of these engagements. Then the issue to do with the media advocacy. This way we're going to engage young people to able to amplify their voices through media. How can they leverage so that we're able to use media, use AI, use available media opportunities that so they're able to push for what really belongs to them. Last also is to train young people on this, to do the lobby, how to do lobby resources from government to take position in the decision-making processes. How do you engage in the prioritizing your needs? That is the few things we're going to be doing. Thanks so much on that. Thank you.
Normally, the best dance at a point in time has to leave the stage. Our time is fully up. We'll meet again next time. From Host TV to the rest of the world, from my guest to the rest of the world, we're saying a goodbye till next time. Thank you.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day